So let me ask you a question. When we drive by these are businesses out here. Look at what's being done to these businesses. These are all illegal migrants out here, just flooding these parking lots. This is the most atrocious, ridiculous. I mean, look, if you go that way, they're just migrants as far as the eye can see in every direction. Walking around this town has been completely invaded.
Our top story at 10 tonight, migrants are sleeping on San Antonio streets. As for the second night, there is no room at the city's Migrant Resource Center.
Gone, guys. Imagine working your whole life to build a family in a town like San Antonio, and then our government just coming behind you and absolutely just gutting it. Merrick Garland, scumbag, everything's going to be exposed, and every last one of you guys are going to be sitting and rotting in a jail cell.
The lady that lives at the end of the house had to sell her house because they were just all over her yard and everything. She's like 85 years old.
Y'all better step it up, man, because patriots are waking up. So you guys got about 6 months to completely collapse this country.
I mean, they get checked in and they just walk up and down. I'm seeing cars picking people up. I mean, I saw like 8 or 9 people jump in the car over here.
Before every man, woman, and child with an AK-47 is sitting out here on the corner of this street protesting this disgusting abomination of our government. And people are getting pissed, and they should. I hope they get more pissed. I hope more people show up with more guns. Not to use the guns, just to show the government, fuck you, you pieces of shit, you Joe Biden scumbag motherfucking asshole. Beautiful cities just getting ravished by the Biden administration and their fucking policies. It's an absolute atrocity.
Thank you for having me on the show. People are being lied to. Our government is not only trafficking migrants, but they're running one of the largest child trafficking operations that the world has ever seen. Migrants are brought over by the cartel members, and there's tons of videos. If you just Google migrants dropped across the border, you'll see cartel members literally dropping 4-year-old children over a 20-feet wall and just letting them drop. And then you see Border Patrol come and pick them up. Border Patrol is almost acting like the chauffeur, like the endpoint trafficker, because once they get brought over from the cartels, they get processed by Border Patrol, and then they get handed over to an NGO. And then that NGO is making $600 per day per child by your government. And that's what I went down to the border to expose while being down there trying to expose these child concentration camps that are being ran by our government and NGOs, or being funded by our government and NGOs. I came down to the border, and this is what you're seeing here on the screen. It is trash and garbage as far as the eye can see. Razor wire, women, children freezing on the edge of the border. I mean, when I have all the sympathy in the world for children dying in other countries where they're saying that they're beheading babies or whatever's going on all around the world. I have footage that you can see right here of children freezing on a riverbank, women and children sitting on Texas soil, freezing to death on the edge of a riverbank. And that was last week. So it's hard for me to have sympathy for these other countries around the world when our country's being invaded. We had drove past what looked like a strip mall that was next to what they converted. I forget what they converted over, like an old post office or this giant building into a migrant processing facility. Well, right next to that is a strip mall with, like a Subway, a hair salon, a Great Clips. Devastated. There's no way citizens from San Antonio are going to that strip mall to go shopping, to buy anything. It is flooded with migrants as far as the eye can see. At least over 100, if not 1,000 migrants just walking down throughout one strip mall all over. When we were holding the protest out there, they were gated in, and that's where we went to stop the invasion protest. That's why I was in San Antonio. And when I pulled up, I went to interview this woman, and I hear another lady behind me start shouting at this migrant who whipped his thing out and was literally stroking it right behind us on the fence there. That's what these migrants are doing. Families, a 78 or 80-year-old woman who is waking up to migrants going to the bathroom in her front lawn. Yeah, people are very upset, Steve. They're waking up really quick. They're just being checked in. They're being handed a cell phone. Some of them are getting universal basic income. If you come over right now with a woman and a child, or a man and a child, just one child, you can get $2,200 a month of universal basic income from our government. So what you're seeing at the border is a husband and wife will come over with 2 kids, and they'll separate themselves. The wife and daughter will come over, and the father and son will come over, and together as a family, they'll end up with $4,400 a month of universal basic income from our government. insurance, food, schooling, education. We'll Uber them. We'll transport them wherever they want to go. I mean, these people have it made.
There's no DNA testing either?
Nope, Biden removed it. Under Trump, there was DNA testing. And that was the purpose of these, where we separated the migrant children under Trump. And the idea under Trump, from how I understand it, was if a good mom and dad are coming to America to actually find a better life, and they realize that there's going to be a portion of time where the child is separated from the parents, it kind of deters a lot of parents because they don't want to give their kid over to some other foreign government that they don't know anything about. So it deterred them in that way, but it also gave Border Patrol the ability to run DNA testing. So I think under Trump, the maximum amount of time a child could stay in one of these facilities was 72 hours. He had to be processed, DNA results had to be done, and we had to figure out what we're going to do with this child in 72 hours. Well, under Joe Biden, that's completely gone. So because the destruction, in my opinion, the destruction of the United States starts and stops with the border. If we cannot shut down this border, we are losing our country. It doesn't matter if Trump comes back in 2024 or not, we're not going to have a country, because the amount of people that are coming across this border is catastrophic. It will collapse the United States. There's no question about it. So under Trump, the children were getting DNA tested, but that was slowing down the Biden regime, because every time that we've shut down the border, I think it happened during COVID, I think it happened in 2008 under Obama, it's when the American people can see the children out there on the ground suffering. So the only way to keep this massive flow of migrants coming through our country and coming through our southern border is to continue to traffic the children, especially all the unaccompanied children that are coming across this border. So to do so, they have to get rid of DNA testing, and they also have to figure out a way to house these children because there's so many of them coming over. So my drone footage is from a child concentration camp, and those are not my words. These are the words that the leftists were using when Trump had these camps open. So now we're literally defining them the exact same way that they were defined by the left in 2019 under Trump. These are child migrant concentration camps. You cannot go in, the media cannot go in, and these children not come out. And there's parents on the outside that know that there's children in these facilities, and for some reason they can't go to that facility and pick that child up. Imagine your kid being locked in one of these concentration camps, you wanting to get it, you have means, vehicle, everything you need to go get your child, and he's locked in this facility. And some government officials saying, no, we're gonna keep this kid here for a little bit longer because we're making $600 per day from Uncle Sam doing it.
What in the hell is America turning into, folks? You can see these camps. Look at how big these places are. I'm gonna try to get up so that they don't see the drone. I'm gonna get way high up. Look at these facilities. Look at these. Look at those quarantine camps for children. How many children do you think are in there? This is mixed boys and girls. Ages, what looks like 13 to 17. Look at the rows of houses there. Look at how big this facility is.